everybody. This is Aaron Breitman from the Scarlet Faithful coming to you minutes after Rutgers men's basketball opens the 2022-23 season. Dominant, balanced performance. Listen, it's one game. They're playing the team picked to finish last in the Ivy League. But they did everything you could ask for tonight. I thought it was a really impressive first night performance, especially after last year when we all suffered at times through some really painful, torturous non-conference games against subpar teams where Rutgers just let them hang around. And tonight was kind of funny because, they jumped out to a 15-0 lead. It was 21-5, and then all of a sudden, the rim closed, and Rutgers struggled pretty badly. Columbia clawed their way back into it. We got it to 25-21 with about 2 minutes to go in the first half. And then Rutgers finished strong, 6-0 run. Mawat Mag, two buckets in transition, looked great in transition tonight. He looks much improved. And then you come out of the second half and just that killer instinct that I think Cam Spencer very obviously is providing. You've heard about it all preseason. The players love to talk about it all preseason, and it showed tonight. He came out, he scored 12 of the first 14 points of the second half. He had 2 threes. He was a man possessed, and he had 6 steals, 5 assists, 17 points. I can't emphasize enough. He's going to be so important to the success of this team. He struggled a little bit in the exhibition. I think he was a little tight. Didn't shoot so great. And tonight, you just saw the impact he can have on this team. He is not just a shooter, but it's honestly his mentality, his work ethic, his leadership. I can't stress enough how invaluable it is to this team. And I love the way this team played together. They got a little tight in that first half after a big lead. They were learning how to play with it. But the second half, they just played, and they ran in transition. They played really good defense. I mean, they held Columbia to 1 of 21 from 3. This is not a bad three-point shooting team. Columbia had their top 3 three-point shooters back. They were 95th in the country last year, shot 33% from 3, or 34% as a team, which is pretty solid. And they held them to 1 of 21 after they gave up. Fairfield, made 11 of 27. So Rutgers obviously worked on the perimeter defense, and they were dominant tonight. Cliff, he made a 3 early. He finished with 10 and 9. Andre Hyatt looks improved, 12 and 10 for him. Mawat Mag, all 5 starters scored in double figures. So there's balance there. And then they got some bench contributions. Derek Simpson certainly was nervous. Missed his first 7 shots, but loosened up and made some plays down the stretch. Antoine Wolfork made some plays. This team, Jalen Miller got a little bit of run at the end. Antonio Chol, Palmquist, Logan Stevens, scored in his collegiate debut. But really, I think the takeaway is just the balanced scoring and the starting 5 without Caleb McConnell, who's out. They said they just declared it out today. I'm sure Pike will be asked about it after the game. I don't expect him to play this week. I can't say the extent of the injury, but it's more than a tweak at this point. Jerry Carino touched on that last week when I had him on the podcast. And, obviously his health and his return is pivotal for this team once the schedule ramps up, especially in that 5-game stretch in December. But, a lot to be encouraged about tonight. And again, Cam Spencer, I love the leadership of the backcourt. Cam Spencer in the second half, Paul Mulcahy in the first half. He came out, he scored 7 of the first 10 points of the game, and then had an assist. So you see the leadership, you see the kind of killer instinct of this team right off the bat. Really important to see. So very happy about that. And overall, I think, you can't overreact to this, of course. But I think for an opening night game against an inferior opponent, Rutgers played very, very well. They shot 40% from 3, 8 for 20 as a team. Not so well from the free throw line. I think it was 3 of 10 last time I looked. But they forced 25 turnovers. They were, I think, +8 on the boards. They were at one point for like +14. I think Columbia got a few at the end there. But, overall, everything you can ask for in terms of how they played. I thought they shared the basketball well. So very encouraging performance from this team. I might as well, there's a lot of news today. Rutgers, I'll end it with Rutgers women's basketball, Coquese Washington, her debut. Listen, this team's they're gonna be challenged. They only played 7 players. They only have 8 scholarship players on the roster. And they took, everything they had to beat Hofstra today, who was, by the way, picked last in their conference. Rutgers won by 5 points. They were trailing by 3 with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They needed a 19-11 run to win the game, which, hey, to their credit, they did. So very happy for Coquese Washington. Very happy for these players. But the reality is, it's gonna be a struggle all season, and I just worry about them getting worn down and injuries and all that. And then lastly, women's soccer made their 11th straight NCAA tournament on Monday, earned the 5 seed, and will face Ivy League champ Brown. Browns won 3 Ivy League titles in a row. They will not be easy. They're number 2 in the country, averaging 3 goals a game. So it's going to be a battle. And that's Saturday night, 6 p.m. Sack Field. But Rutgers then would play the winner, if they win, play the winner of number 4 seed USC and UC Irvine. And I still believe in this team. I think they're extremely talented. They're deep. They're balanced. They have experience. Most of the players were key members of last year's Final Four team. Yes, they lost 3 games to end the season, but they played 2 really good teams, and they started 10-0. So, they beat an LSU team that made it to the NCAA tournament. So I think this team certainly can make a run. They have to shore things up in the back left side, but other than that, I think they certainly could make a deep run here. So that's Saturday. It's crossover season. Football just happened. I'll be doing this after every men's basketball game. And, I appreciate you watching. Check all my coverage at thescarletfaithful.com. And, more to come. I can't believe basketball season's here. Let me just end by saying, I've said that more than once. I know I'm babbling a little bit. It's Monday night. I'm tired. But just so happy basketball season's back. And, where this, I just want to say after opening night, let's appreciate where this program's come. I know people don't want to hear that sometimes. They're like, oh, well, expectations are higher. They need to do better and better and better and better. But for those of us that followed this team through the thick and thin and remember what it was like before Pikel got here, remember what it was like even his first couple of seasons, just to start the season this way with the expectations there are, feeling they're undervalued, even though people are saying they probably, have a good shot at the NCAA tournament. This is a team that 3 top half Big Ten finishes in a row. They lose their 2 best players, and it's a long way to go. But obviously, this team has showed some chemistry tonight that I think for a first night with some newcomers, is encouraging. So the promise of this season, it's exciting. We should enjoy it. We should appreciate where this program's come. And I can't wait to see this team grow throughout the year. So thank you for watching, and talk to you soon.